All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. I think I have everybody in. We can start. All right, so I want to welcome each and every one of us to the e-commerce websites creation without writing codes, which means we are using the platform called WordPress. So like we advertised, this training is going to run for 3 days, that is 3 meetings. And the first day being this section, we shall be looking at the objective of this training. Then we'll also look at some of the prerequisites, some of the setup that need to be in place before you can actually set up your development or design environment. So let me start by highlighting the objective of this training. As we can all see on the screen, the training goal is to equip participants with the knowledge and skills to design and build and launch a fully functional e-commerce website using WordPress. So at the end of this training, I'm going to show us some couple of e-commerce websites that are actually designed. I think about one of them is this year, the other was last year, December. So that at the end of the training, we should have an idea of what we should be able to come up with. So I want to start by encouraging each and every one of us to really prioritize practicing. As they say, practice makes perfect. It's not professional. You obtain this kind of training and you do not practice. So, and at the same time, as the class is going on, try as much as possible to jot down the key definition, the key points. Don't reserve everything till after the class. Try as much as possible to grab at least 30 to 40%. So the video will be made available via the group we are all in. All right, so let's quickly look at let's start with what is e-commerce website, so that we have an idea of the kind of website we want to design. Yes, this particular platform we want to use is not actually meant for creating only e-commerce websites. As a matter of fact, statistics have shown that 100% of websites you see out there talking about professional websites, directly or indirectly, they were extracted from this platform, and it's one of the most used platform for building professional websites. So as we continue, we'll get to know why it happened to be the most used platform for creating professional websites. Okay, so let's start by understanding what is an e-commerce website. So the word E actually represents electronic commerce. It's the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. So for those of us that are digital marketers that are here, this is one of our strongest tools when it comes to web content marketing. Right? Why those of us that are here that are not called digital marketer, It means grabbing this knowledge helps you to work for digital marketer, an organization or businesses that will probably want to, put their contents on the internet for visibility purpose. So it's either you are learning it to offer a service or you are learning it to use it in your own area, which could be digital marketing, or it could just be that you want to just be developing landing page for clients, which is one of the areas that you can actually make money from. So let's quickly look at some of the types of e-commerce websites. So what I'm doing right now is to give us a background of what type of websites we subscribe to develop. So at the end of the day, we should be able to create a functional website where people can buy products online without visiting your physical shop. So we should be able to learn how to activate payment gateway. That is somebody, we should be able to make available different payment options for anybody that wants to pay, either paying through their crypto wallets or paying through maybe a conventional bank, or even paying through transfer. All these options, we should be able to activate them for the customers to use. So we have some special notation which we normally use to denote different types of e-commerce. So we have B2B, which means business to business, transaction between business to business. We have B2C, business to customer, business selling directly to customer. We have C2C, which means customer to customer, which means individual selling to individual. So why do we have to understand these various types of e-commerce? So that you have an understanding of the type of e-commerce you want to develop as a website designer or a web content creator, right? So with that understanding, let's quickly highlight some of the benefits of e-commerce. Now, we need to understand that we should be able to sell our concepts, our services to clients that we want to buy them. So, for example, you are trying to convince a business or an individual reasons why they should have an e-commerce website. So I'm just highlighting some of these benefits, which you can as well present to him or her to be able to buy the idea of you creating this type of website for them. So the number one benefit is that 24/7 availability, which means that your website, your shop will be what? Available 24/7. Let's look at the conventional physical shop. Once it is 8 p.m., some persons must have closed their shop, which means that between the 8 p.m. till the following day, 8 a.m., they are not making sales. Nobody visits them. So you can say that if you are able to convince that client to go for e-commerce website, then whether the person is sleeping, money will be entering his or her account because you have made available payment option, online payment option, that even though you are not there, somebody can purchase a product and then credit your account. The only challenge you might have is for you to activate logistic company, because you are selling physical products and these products are represented with images on your website. So which means that after the purchase, after someone has purchased, it becomes your responsibility to ship it to them. And we are going to look at how to set up all this, because some shipping attracts certain what levy, while some are free. All of these are things you can swiftly do via the platform we are going to look at. So the next benefit is global reach. You'll be able to reach what? Beyond your boundaries. That is one of the benefits. Then the next benefit is lower operational costs. You don't need to spend a lot of money. We all know that you want to rent an average shop just to be showcasing your products in, let's just say, Asaba, that some of us are in. You know how much it will cost you. But this one, you just host, like we are going to learn tonight, you just host a website, and then you'll be given space within the hosting company server to upload your content. So which means that the only cost you are incurring is the cost of renewing the domain name and the hosting service. Please, Mr. Ifai, you are distracting. You can off your video. I hope you know this video will be uploaded. So please, you don't want to show your face like me, don't turn on your video. All right. So lower operational costs. So you can see many businesses have not really realized that there are better ways they can actually promote their products with a very low cost. So one of them is you encouraging the organization, the business owner, to have an e-commerce website. It saves them from a lot of expenses, right? Now, conveniences for customers. Customers do not have to leave their home to come to your shop. You must have heard of issue of somebody going to the market and having maybe some casualty that will have led to disaster. But this one, right from your house, you place an order and then the product will be sent to you. So you can say a lot of conveniences. And these days, a lot of persons prefer ordering online and somebody sending it to them or waving it to them. While some individuals that have not realized that technology has taken over, they are still busy spending a lot of money renting shop. There are individuals that if for any reason they want to rent shop, is a warehouse where they just stock the product so that as soon as people finish buying, they ship it to them. So the cost of employing a sales representative has been taken from them. So there are a whole lot of benefits. I cannot actually mention all of them as regards to reason why you should have an e-commerce website when you have a digital product to sell. I hope we are following. Let me get a response from at least one person.
Yes, we are following, sir.
Can I hear from another person? I have Agbagu, Yokaloki. I have Tunia. Please, can I also hear from one other person before I proceed?
Yes, sir. I was following.
Okay. All right. All right. So, with all that said, and that will now take us to, because of the numbers of days scheduled for this class, I don't want to spend much time on theory. So most of the things we shall be learning, we are going to be combining the theory and the practical. As we are describing it, we are implementing it. So just make sure that you follow up. All right. So now we want to quickly talk about introduction to WordPress. Introduction to WordPress. So I will not be able to project this slide. But I just want you can just listen carefully, or you note down the important definition. There are things you can actually research on your own once you take note of the topic. So let's look at introduction to WordPress. what is WordPress? Now, I would like to go this way. This method of building website, like we advertise, without writing code, is not actually a system that is geared towards making you a programmer. You are not going to be a programmer, because a programmer is somebody who writes codes. So in as much you are not writing code, having this training alone does not make you a programmer. Instead, it makes you a content management system person, a content management system person, which means or professional. So you cannot see the reason why it's connected or recommended for all digital marketer instead of going with the coding option. Now, because somebody will ask, so if we have this format, content management system, why are people still encouraged to go and learn coding? Now, those that are learning how to build websites using codes, they have an objective. The objective is that they want to earn a title called programmers. All right? So they can also be called website developer. But you that is learning through this platform, you will only be addressed as a web content creator or a web designer, because you are not writing code. So the word development will not be used to address you. But even though you are not writing code, those that are writing code, after learning the whole of that process, they still end up learning this platform so that to make their work easier. So it becomes an enhancement tool to them. So they must have earned the title of a developer. So in services, the customer does not really mind the stress you are putting in. They don't really mind which method you are using. What customer look after is the end result. So even those that are writing code and those of you that are not writing code, what the customer wants to see is that what you deliver. Right? Okay, so let's define WordPress. So WordPress is an open source. WordPress is an open source. What do we mean by open source? Open source means what? Free platform. But as time goes on, we are going to learn that there are some pro versions of it. So just to complete that definition, WordPress is an open source content management system, CMS. It is an open source content management system, CMS, used to create and manage websites without coding. Used to create and manage websites without coding. I hope you get that. Can I get a response? I hope that is taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now the key words in that definition is that creating and managing what? Websites without coding. And then the next keyword is content management system. Right? So some experts that after studying the society and see that there are a lot of persons that are struggling with developing websites using programming languages like JavaScript, like HTML, like PHP. So they came together to build this framework where they have created professional website templates, which are also called the theme. So the best way I can explain this, you can take note of this. This platform is just like you are grabbing already made house that have been built. That's the reason why I told you that you cannot call yourself a website programmer, because someone have developed it, someone have engineered the entire house with those languages that some persons are struggling learning manually to the professional level for different types of websites. So if you want to build e-commerce website, there is a template. You want to build church website, there is a template. You want to build any type of website in the world today, you can get a template, either free template or pro template from this platform. Most of the websites I build for my clients, I build them through this place because I don't have time to start going manual, except where customer will tell you that I don't want to use WordPress, because most customers that do not want legit websites, they always run away from using WordPress, because if you are using WordPress, your profile will be captured. So if you dupe someone with any website you create with WordPress, just know that what it can easily be flagged, and the offender can easily be traced. That is why when you see some individual that will ask you to build website, they will tell you they don't want to use WordPress. That is just the reason. But WordPress has more standard website compared to any platform you can think of. Is the most explored framework for website building. So we will just look at what is required. You can write that requirements to implement this platform called WordPress. What is required? What do I need to do before I can actually build website on WordPress? Now, the first thing is that you have to buy a domain. You have to host. You have to host a domain. And that is the aspect that I will actually walk us through tonight, so that we can understand some of these things that we need to put in place before we can think of using WordPress. Okay, so you have to host a website. If you don't want to host a website, we have the local version, but I don't usually consider that local version because it's like wasting of effort. At the end of the day, you start doing some of those things you do when you are uploading the manual website. Where WordPress has a system whereby you can be developing and the website will be accessible real time. That is the one that I usually recommend for students. Okay, so the requirement, number one, you have to host a website. So what do we mean by hosting or domain and hosting setup? What do we mean by domain that you are hosting? The domain name is the unique web address used to access a website on the internet. A unique website address used to access websites on the internet. It is called domain name. Now, a practical example of the domain name is like an address. For example, the moment you rent a house, you have just purchased that particular word address. So which means you now have the legal authority to give that address out to others to locate you. So the same thing on the internet. Your entire website needs to have an address that people can use to locate your content within the server you hosted your content. So there are two things we pay for when we want to host a website. We pay for the domain name, which is the address, a unified address, a unique address. Not that you give me one address and give Mr. B another address. An address that anybody can use to locate your content, which means that your entire website content will have been stored somewhere within the internet space. But people need address to access or to call out those content through the browser. So the browser is like the vehicle that we send to ask for those content. So the browser establishes the request to the server, but before the browser can request to display the content, the browser needs a URL address that it will use to locate where your content or the server holding your content. So I'm just trying to give us a picture of why we purchase two things whenever we are hosting a website. We purchase the address first, which is the unique website address or URL. Now, that website address is usually purchased yearly. It's a yearly paid item. You cannot pay for it for 6 months. You cannot pay for it for 3 months. You just have to pay for minimum of what? 1 year. You can also pay for 2 years at a go. You can pay for 3 years. You can pay for 4 years, depending on how you want to own that address. Now, after paying for the address, you have to pay for the file space. In other words, where will your website content be uploaded that people can access through that domain name, through that address. I want to confirm if someone is following. Let me get a response.
Yes, we are with you, sir.
Okay. So why I am giving us this, because that is my objective in this section, is for us to know what should I set up before I can design website with WordPress. It is not automatic. You have to host a domain name. You have to pay for the space your file will reside. All right. So, but that will not be a problem to those of us that have subscribed. So what I'm going to do, depending on when you are ready to host a real website, or probably your own website, or a client website, I am going to be giving us a package that we can actually use to practice, all right, for the next probably 6 months. And then once you are ready to host your own, you can now make all those payments. Right, so now we understand what hosting is. Now, what I defined before was a domain name. So let me take it again before I go for the next definition. I say a domain name is the unique web address used to access a website on the internet. So let's talk about what is web hosting. Let's talk about what is web hosting. What is web hosting? What do we mean by web hosting? These are terms you must understand. So what do we mean by web what? Hosting. So web hosting is a service. Web hosting is a service that stores, the keyword here, that stores website file, that stores website that stores what? Website files. So that is exactly what I was explaining before. So you need, anytime you want to host a website, you must contact one of the web hosting services or service company. You can't do that yourself. That is not your area. So web designer or developer, they are direct digital marketers of web hosting companies. For example, now when a client gives me a contract of building a website, it becomes my responsibility to what? To purchase the services from them. Most time you bill them, you quote them in your charges that buying the space where the content will be uploaded is also amount. Having a URL, that is what? Bearing an address for 1 year or for 2 years is going to cost you this. Then the cost of my services, my design, all right, is also amount. So by the time you total everything, that is how you pay your clients. All right. So you must find out how much the web hosting company will collect from you. So that is also to tell us that the money you collect from your clients, the whole of it does not go to your pocket. Out of that money, you are going to pay the web hosting company, so which we are going to find out in this section. That is actually my objective. So I'm still trying to give us a background, what you need to set up before you can use WordPress. You need to host a domain name, you need to buy file space, and then where are you going to purchase all this from? You purchase them from what? Web hosting company. Can I get a response if we are following? Mr.
Yeah, we are with you, sir.
Okay. All right. So
yeah, we are following.
Okay. So now that we have explained those fundamentals, that will now take us to how do we host a website. So here, I will try as much as possible to be very slow so that you can write down your step. To host a website, we need to consult a web hosting company, right? So which means that you need to understand, you need to have an idea of different web hosting companies. But the advice I usually give to my students is that be careful the web hosting company you consult. You can be scammed. There are so many of them out there that can scam you. And that is why the ones I'm going to mention, they are the ones I have confirmed. So you can start your career on this with those ones. I'm still using some of them. These ones are very sure. You don't have issue. I've confirmed them several times. So now, what are the steps on how to host a website that we have been talking about? How do I host my website? Step number one, open a web browser, just like I've done. It could be Google Chrome, it could be Mozilla Firefox. You open the browser. Then your step number two, you can just search on Google. Google lists. This is one of the way you know the ones that people are using, because the criteria Google uses in ranking them is based on people usage. So even if you don't want to follow my own recommendation, you want to be certain that the one you want to use, someone have used it. If nobody have used it, Google will not rank it. So I can just ask on Google, list the 10 top web hosting company. Now I can say in the world first, then later I can narrow it to Africa if you want, because there are some that are driven by African country. Some of us find it easier to work with because we have a better customer relationship with such. So let's say I would just want to find out. You see, number one web hosting provider is what? Google Hosts. Now, Google Hosts is an Africa or Nigeria-based hosting company. Now, I use that description not to tell you that it's actually owned by a Nigerian. No, it's just like purchasing a license. So this is actually one of the oldest web hosting service company. Now, the who is not decentralized. So some country now purchase license to represent them in their continents. So this group will host when they have a physical structure in Yaba, in Lagos. Now, but that does not mean that it's over Nigeria. They only have a unit where they operate in Nigeria for quick customer what? Probably a restaurant. But they are an extension of which is a global, one of the oldest known what? Web hosting. We have GoDaddy, we have the rest of them, but the who is more, known. So, for the fact that I say it is an indigenous what? Hosting company does not mean that so that you don't use Nigeria quality, to look at it. So the service that will be rendered is actually not from Nigeria. It's just that it's being represented in Nigeria. So don't let that scare you that you don't want to use Nigeria hosting company. All right. The only advantage is that you trade with Naira. You trade with Naira. But if you are hosting with this international company, then you are going to trade with dollar. So depending. So we have number one hosting provider, most reliable domain provider. Secure your unique domain name forever. Now, if you go down, you see another top 10 is what? Web hosting service. That is a web host. Web host, look at what is the address? Okay, then we have Hostinger. We have Hostinger. Most of these bad boys, initially when this particular one came out, they were not actually monitoring their clients. So a lot of people were hosting all manner of websites that can be used to deal people. But now they have been sanctioned and that is no longer there. So you can use it. Hostinger is also reliable. Now, sometime after, choosing based on the patronage, you need to also choose based on affordability. Some of them are very expensive, some of them are very cheap. Then we have another one. So you can see, now these are different companies ranking them. So I can say, okay, I want to check this one. So I will see the list of them. All right, so let me follow this link. Comparing web hosting. Let's follow as, I think this is updated version. This statistics was taken April 2026. So let's see the top website hosting company this particular website has assembled. But we are going to use Google Hosts. Google Hosts. Sorry, I'll have to sure that site is available. Its best hosting provider. Let me check this one. So number one, Hostinger. Number two, Vercel. Number three, Railway, Render. So this is somebody's idea. That does not mean that it might be 100% true. I can rank people according to my view. So, but there are global platforms where we can actually get the best ranking. So I'm just showing us that if you don't have anyone that has been recommended to you, how do you know hosting company? You can just do this random search. So I'm going to use Google Hosts. We have Bluehost. Bluehost is one of the most used international web hosting company. Bluehost, I have the spelling of blue. Spelling of blue. I think I have a message here. Let me check. Okay, somebody said you cannot. Was it before now? Tunia, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, it was before. I can hear you very clear. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So we are going to look at how we can host with Google Host. Now, one good thing about this is that you don't need to learn with all the hosting company. They have almost the same procedure. If somebody teach you how to host with Bluehost, you can host with any company. If anybody teach you how to host with Google Host, you can host with any company. The only thing you need is just to know their website address. But the only difference between them is that one will start by collecting your biodata first before prompting you to where they have different plans. While the other one will show you the plans first before collecting. When you now want to go for any of the plan, they will now redirect you, to a form where you can give them your biodata. So it depends on different strategy. So the one that will show you price first, just want to get your attention that their prices are very cheap. While the one that we start by collecting your basic data, that one has their own marketing strategy. So, but the same process. So now, once you identify the hosting company, the next thing is for you to create what we call client account with them. Client, I hope you are taking note of the sequence of the steps. To host a website, I said number one, open a browser. Number two, identify which of the hosting company you want to use. For example, we have Bluehost, which is an international-based hosting company that trade with dollars, and it's very expensive hosting on that part because they have make name. Then we have GoDaddy. GoDaddy is also international. That one is also very expensive because they have make name. We have Nigeria hosting company, Nigeria #1 hosting company, which is Google Host, which is the one I am going to use. Right? So we have other hosting company. Then once you have identified the hosting company, what's the next step? The next step is to visit their website and create a client account. What do we mean by client account? This is an account that will be used to host all the websites you are going to build for your clients. This account must not be given to your customer. It is your own account. This account enables you to know when a website you build for your clients is going to expire so that you can notify them ahead. This account enables you to know the invoice, the amounts you are going to pay for renewing those two services, the hosting name and the hosting file. This account should not be given to them, so which means that it's your own personal account. So whenever you get a client, you want to build a website for them, you go to that account. It is from that account that you place your order. You don't place the order outside the account so that you can manage your account. So if I open my account, you see all the websites that are built for clients, they are all there. I can check their status. I can know when one is going to expire. I can see the list of the ones that have not been renewed. I can see the one that the hosting service is on, but the hosting file has gone. So all of this enable you to what? To manage. That account is also called what? Client dashboard. Client dashboard. Why are we using dashboard? We are using dashboard to tell you that what? It is an account that helps you to analyze the status of all the websites you have hosted. Please let me get a response if we are following, at least from one person, please.
Yeah, we are with you, sir.
Okay.
Right on.
All right. So now I said you have to create client account. And to create client account, any of the hosting company, you cannot host a website with them without having what? A client account. So I'm going to start by going to, I have a client account already with Google Host, but because I am training us so that we can set up our own, you don't need to have a customer before you set it up. As a matter of fact, before the next class, every one of us here must have set up this client account. Whether you are ready to buy a website domain or not, you can start by owning what? A client account. All right. So whenever you are ready to buy the hosting package, you log into your account and make your order and purchase whatever service you want there. Even the hosting account allow you to buy many things we are going to discover. It's not just websites you can actually buy. You can buy bulk SMS email. Some of us can just host email account, not because we want to host a website, right? Just for sending bulk SMS. All these are services that the web hosting company offer outside helping you to host your website on the internet. So how do we get there? You identify if it is Bluehost, so you go to Bluehost. If it is Google Host, you type www. You should know that website, www.googlehost. So please make sure you write your step because you are going to perform this before the next one. googlehost.com. googlehost.com. So once you type it, and then it should be able to take us to the website. Though it has now been purchased by, I hope my URL, I think I have it, googlehost. Let me get it here. So what is the right address? Let me see, googlehost.com. www.googlehost.com. This site cannot be reached, so check. Okay, so let me check. Let me check it out. Correct. I hope your server. Okay. So if you are trying to enter direct, you can use what? Google to search. That is what I did now. Now, this is the Google host website. Now it's now Go54. Another company just purchased it over, and they actually inherited the assets and the liability. That is why they inherited all the clients. So they did not start afresh, but they just added their brand name, which is what? Go54. Now, once you type it, you can see that they are offering what? The kind of they also sell what? Cloud space. So there is a promo going on. Now, for you that do not have an account, you click on what? This login. And once you click on the login, whether you have an account or not, you click on the login. Now, the login is going to prompt us an interface where we'll be asked to enter our email and the password if we have an account. And there will be an option for us to click to sign up for those of us that do not have an account. So if you are fast, you can be following me while I'm doing this. Okay, so let's move on. So if it has opened for anybody there, let me know. I can just switch to your screen and complete the task there to save our time. You know, I've already set up my account so that I can even guide somebody to set up his or her own for us to see the full implementation. Who among us has it open for?
I've opened the work page.
Okay, so I hope your internet is fast. So you can share your screen. If your internet is fast, share your screen. Let me see if I can continue with your screen. The rest, I expect us to be following the process.
Posting the several attempts. Okay. Okay.
Share your screen. I want to see your screen. I'll stop sharing. Please share your screen.
It's showing that the host is the what was it? What was the language? Is the host
Okay. Let me
screen
see.
sharing.
Check that. You should be able to share now. Please confirm if you can share. Is she the only one working?
I'm here, sir.
I want us to be practicing on. That's the only way we can understand this.
I'm with you, sir.
Okay, I think we are coming to. I think I'm coming on our screen now. It's coming up. So please, we are all expected to be doing something at the background. Okay. Okay, you have not also opened now. Click on login. Click on login. Mother, click on login. Let's see.
No, sir.
Yeah, just hold on. I think your network is faster than mine. So my own has opened. I think. Let me see. Okay, so I will use our own to walk us through because if I'm using mine, you know, I told us I have already registered, so it means I'll be skipping some steps. So let me just stay on our screen, and then I want every other person to be following in case our network is disturbing. I can switch to anybody's screen to complete the process. So once you get here, you can see that you are asked to enter an email, which means you must have a working email. Like the advice I was given to us the other time, you are not meant to use the client's detail in setting up this account. You cannot enter email now, neither the password, because you have not created the account. So if you go up where you have new here, you will see registration now. So click on register now. Good. So click on register now. I want every one of us to be doing that. So in case our own is taking time, I can switch to your screen. I don't want to follow mine because if I follow mine, it means we may not follow all the steps because I'll be skipping because I have already set up my account. So you can see what is happening here. There is a form given to you to fill. Get started with Go54. Now fill in your name. Just be filling the form. I'll be guiding us through. Any information I ask you to write down, you write it down. Now, you know, you pick all this from your Google cookies. I hope they are your details. Confirm first. Are they all your details? All this information that came out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can scroll down. Let me see what you have. I think you have your number. So immediately after your number, scroll up. Now you have to create your password. You see that first interface where you wanted to enter your email. The next time you come in, you'll be asked the email you are using here and the password you want to create now. So make sure that the password is strong. So the password should be known to only you. Make sure you do not show it. We don't want to see it. No. Currency. That is where that is not your password. Currency, you have to pick. Pick Nigeria. Good. So that you'll be paid in Naira. That is the meaning. Now click on by signing up. You agree the terms and conditions. Can you scroll down? Let's see if there's any other option. I'm seeing a kind of button there. Okay, so click on sign up. Just confirm if you have filled all the required information from the top. Then you click on sign up. I expect others to be going through this step because the next session, we are going straight to start building the website. So while we are going through this, these are the things you need to put in place before you can use WordPress. Now click on save so that next time you are trying to log in, it will take you in without typing the password since it's your personal computer. Now you can now click on login. Click on login. Let's see whether those information can actually give you access to your client dashboard. Click on login and hold on. Yeah, click on login to ask you for two-factor. Okay, now good, perfect. Please, everybody take note of this. Now you can see what it's telling you now. This is an improved security system put in place. It wasn't like this before because of the high rising of cyber attack. So now it is not easy for somebody to hack your back end because it's very dangerous. If somebody hack your back end login detail, somebody can delete your website and upload their website. So this particular company have come up with this. Now, what you are going to do is this. Your phone, on your phone, go to Play Store, download Google Authenticator. Go to your phone. There's an app that you download. Each time you want to log in, Google will use that app to generate code for you to log in. So go to your phone first. Once you are done downloading Authenticator, you let me know. I hope you are able to handle that. I don't know if she's still with me or please.
I'm on it, sir. I'm on it, sir.
Okay. Now, for those of us that don't want to use this app, there is an option of using email, which means that anytime you want to log into this account, the code will be sent to that email. You go to the email, copy the code, and bring it here before you can proceed. So anyone that you feel that is convenient for you. So let me come on another person's screen just to check what he or she is doing. If please let me come to your screen. Mrs. Antonia,
Okay,
you can
sir.
stop sharing for now. Let me check other person. I will soon be coming to Agbagu, Udoka, Lucky, once I'm done with. Are you fine? Okay. Okay, so you are already in. If you are already in, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are already in. Okay, which method did you use? The email?
I use the email. The email.
Okay, good. So if you are having issue with that one, you use email. So just stay here. Just stay here, please. Stay here, please. So let me go to, you are doing well. Let me go to Agbagu. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name very well. Mr. Lucky, I want to come on your screen now
It's
to see
okay,
the
it's okay.
answer.
Okay, to stop
Oh,
sharing,
but
sir.
the thing is,
Yeah, stop sharing. Stop
no,
sharing.
no, because the
Okay.
thing is, I'm connected to the Zoom from my phone, not from
Oh,
my system.
okay. Okay. Well, you are doing it right. You are
Yeah,
doing, hope you are on
but
it.
yes, I'm on it.
Okay, so Mercy, let me come on your screen to see what you are doing. I want everybody to be active because I don't want anybody to graduate and say, I'm not able to do it. So you should be able to do whatever we are doing. I want results. I want results. Even if it is 5 persons that graduate, I want those 5 persons to be able to create an e-commerce functional website. Mercy, I can't hear from you. Mercy, I want to hear from you. Mr. Ifa, call your sister.
Yes, so make a call am. Mercy, don't hide. You don't lose.
Responding, but I don't know what happened. My earpiece, my Bluetooth.
Hello, sir. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you,
Mercy is
sir.
not joining. She's not joining with a laptop. It's with her
Okay,
phone.
okay.
So
Mrs.
she can't share
Tonia,
her screen.
okay, okay, Mrs. Tonia, how far have you scaled through? Mrs. Tonia, have you scaled through? Okay, so I will proceed with Ifeanyi's screen. Okay, I think I can even proceed with mine now so that we see how it's going to ask us to log in. So let me share again. So I believe you must have gained access to your dashboard either through the email or through the Authenticator application, which you can actually download from Google Play Store. So now look at this. I want to log in. And then the moment I click on login, so I'm using that authentication app. So you can see what is going to happen. So for those of us using the Authenticator app, this is how the login will go. So now just watch. So I'm actually going to my phone now to open the application to get the code that is expected to impute here. So let me go to my app. So once we get to this stage, you open your app. And the name of the app, like I told us, is Authenticator app. So I'm looking for it. make sure that there is internet on the device where you have the app. So you can see, if you can see, I don't know if you can see my screen. So it's already here. The values are here. So you have to just enter it. It has a limit of time. Once it expires, you have to wait for another cycle of number. So the number I'm giving here, 529946. So it's like I did not meet up. Okay. So once you enter it, so the information I enter are from the authenticator app for those of us using that authenticator. So for Tunia, once you have that app, then you will scan that barcode and then it will automatically synchronize it. Now, this is how it will open. So right now I am in my dashboard and it's loading my dashboard analysis. So this is my support pin in case I'm having issue and I contact them to identify me, they might ask for that support pin. So now that you are in your dashboard, the next step is how do we now place the order? How do we now place the order? Now, you must have knowledge on how to manage this particular dashboard. It's part of what you need to know. So I'm going to walk you through some of the things how you can actually manage your dashboard. It's just like giving you an email address. You must know how to manage, you must know how to send mail, you must know how to delete mail, you must know how to check all the features given to you. So these are the panel button. Now, this is your dashboard. That is where you are now. And then you can go to domain to check all the domain. So once you click on domain, you have buy new domain. Remember, we talked about domain, the address. Or I want to transfer domain. Now, this domain transferring is something that you may not be able to handle based on this customized training. But what it's used for is that if, for example, somebody hires you and you are the one that hosted the person website. After hosting it, the person that decides to give the contract to another developer, that developer cannot host with the same address until he or she contacts you to release it. So once you release it, you can now be able to buy it under another company. That is what this is meant for. Now, my domain, this is where you go to check the list of domain websites that are running. So you can see these are websites that are running, digitech.com.ng, and then the next due, like I told you before, when it's going to do. So this is where you monitor all this and inform your clients ahead that please prepare for the renewal. Your website is going to expire so time. Then currently, I discovered that because what I normally do is that I purchase 6 months. So I discovered that the first 6 months has elapsed. But like I told us that 1 year, the address is 1 year. That is why the address is still showing active. Now, let me go to where I purchase file, which is what? Hosting. If I go to hosting, I click on share hosting. This is where you view the file that are active. You may not see that Digit Z Hub because the file has expired, which I want to update probably today or tomorrow. But the address is still active, which means that nobody can host it. You can see that what? These are the ones, the address are still active. This is the one I just hosted. You can see the website I just developed. And this is the date the date is going to be due. That is 27, which means I hosted it on the 3rd of April. Now this one is one of the e-commerce. No, this one is a foundation website that are also built on this same platform, WordPress. All these websites, except this one I use manual coding. Now here, Pure Test Baby Product. This one is an e-commerce. If you log in now, you see that the product
active, but the only thing is that they have not permitted me to activate the payment gateway because they don't want to pay tax to government. So they said I should put that on hold. Now, this one is running perfectly. This one is running. This one, the URL, the payment gateway is fully active. You can buy products online. So why I am showing you all this is that if you want to check your domain, you click here. You want to check your hosting file, you click here. But where we are going today now is to buy a domain. So you click on buy a new domain. So I'm just showing all the process so that when you are ready, you can place your order. Like I said, I am going to give us an extension that we can use to practice everything we want to learn. But if you have money you want to host for yourself, because there are privileges that comes with if you are running your own hosting package instead of running under anyone. So the moment you click on you want to buy a new domain, it's going to ask you for what? The name. You know, just like when you want to register your company with CAC, they will ask you to provide name and they will tell you that the next 2 weeks they will get back to you. What they want to do is that they have an interface like this. Those names that you will have given to them, they will type it. Once it says it has already been used, it means someone have already purchased that name. So the same thing to when you are buying the URL. If you get the address, what we normally do is that you consult the client, the customer. Please, can you give me an example of the address you like to use? You give the person a sample, e.g. www.mtn.com. So can you give me your own like that? Because some persons have their own choice. So you cannot go on your own and go and host any URL. If it's rejected, you may have to go through processes for the money to be what? Return back to you. So let's assume that I want to, so you can search over there. So let's assume that I want to host Digitech, Nigeria. Digitech Nigeria. So now the way you type it is that you type it like this, www. Then you put, if you want up. So here, let me talk about extensions. Extension in web hosting. Extension is what determines the type of website you are hosting. We have .org, which means non-profitable organization. So if you are building a website for foundation, like all these non-charitable organizations, their website should never end with .com. .com means a commercial website. .edu means education. So you must understand when you are hosting, because if you don't know domain extensions and you wrongly host a website that's supposed to be .org with .com, you have just wasted that money. All right. So, but you can charge the customer service to do a kind of swapping if you know how to follow them up. So now you can say, okay, .com. So once I click on search, they will tell me whether .com is available or not. If it's available, they are going to tell me how much it will cost me to bear it for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. So it says searching. So we could not find this domain. Now, you can decide to remove this. Where you have this issue, remove this, but make sure you have .com or .org there. So let's go again. Let us go again. Perfect. So please, my advice for you is that don't put the www. Now, you can see that they said what? digitechnigeria.com is available at the rate of what? 14,999.00 for 1 year. I hope we are still following. Let me get to the rest.
We are with you, sir.
Okay.
Right on.
Now, if you click here now, you will see if the customer has paid you for 3 years. Do it for that customer that way. Just make sure that you are faithful, because some dubious web developer, what they do is that customer will give them money for 2 years, and then because the 1 year must expire first, the customer will not know. they will go and pocket the what? The second 1 year, hoping that when that time comes, they will quickly renew without the customer knowing. But if you are sure, but I will now advise you to go that the customer say 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you what? Some can even say 10 years. Don't want their website to be done for a second. This is the cost. If you select these 2 years, now the amount will change. So once you choose this, you will now add it to cart, which means that you have agreed you want to buy it. Once you click here, it's going to add it here. So it will, your cart will now show one item have been what added. So that is the domain, and you can see other items that are added, which you can remove. ID protection. Remember that today we are talking about cyber security. So there are some cybersecurity experts that have developed security software that can, automate the protection of the website. So when you are hosting a website, they are marketing their products. The company is marketing their products. Probably they have a kind of sharing ratio. So if you want your ID to be protected from hackers, you include it. So why I am telling us all this, so that you know how to build your customer. Maybe if you are interested, I can send you the sample on all this website. There's a way I quote it with my company letterheaded. I quote it, quotes. I even add charges for 1 year maintenance. I add training services for me to train whoever is going to manage the website on the usage, not on the development. I add like 200,000 or 150 on that. At the end of the day, I will tell you the total, right? So when you are quoting, you can add security package. Then if you want to add to it, fine. As a business person, you can add. You can say, okay, you can quote 12,000 so that you make some profit, because you know that clients will definitely want to ensure that their website is secure. Now, auto renewal, that is what? Once you have money in your wallet, it will what? Automatically what? Renew. Now, VAT, at the end of the day, this is the amount you are going to pay. This amount is for owning this address for 1 year. After 1 year, if another person wants to buy this address, they will sell it off. So that is why you have to advise your client not to allow it to expire, because the danger of it is that somebody might just order for it, that day is expiring, and then somebody else must have taken. That's why you see all these CAC agent telling you that why would you have a business and run it for years after you have created audience, follower, and then just when you want to register it, you discover that somebody have used it. It happened to me. The name of my platform was not Digitech C Hub before. It was Seal Computer Institute when I was in Lagos. And I have been using that name for over 5 to 6 years. Now, getting to Asaba, that okay, I want to register it. I discovered that someone have already used it. So which means that all the work that I was doing for 5 years, if somebody search for that name now, it's not my detail that will be on the internet. Okay, that is why I have to quickly rush to go and register this very one. So now we have just booked the domain name. Remember, I told us that 2 things we are buying. The what? The file. The file is the space, which is measured in gigabytes. The space where you want to store your web content, your designs within the server. So where do you buy that? Remember where we follow to buy the URL, which we apply to card. When you want to buy the file space, you come to hosting. Then we have 2 types of hosting. We have share hosting, we have cloud hosting. Cloud hosting is more expensive. Share hosting is where it's just like crowdfunding. All right, it's just like a dedicated server for that is being distributed to different persons. So all of you are sponsoring the expenses. All right, so which is just like crowdfunding. So it's cheaper. For cloud, you are buying your own domain. That's why it's expensive. No one else can use that space. The space belongs to you. Any website hosted on cloud is faster and is more secure, because it's just like you rent face me, I face you, and you rent room and parlor or self-contained, definitely it will be more expensive because you have more, dominion, you have more freedom, nobody interfere. So that is how it is. So some company will tell you they want to host what? Cloud. So if you are dealing with company that have money, don't quote this one for them. Quote this one for them because they have and be able to break it down. Make sure you explain the differences between what? Each of them. I hope somebody is following. Let me get a response, please.
We are with you, sir.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Okay.
On the domain hosting of name on the domain,
Yeah.
a situation whereby in the domain is suggesting different names and different prices. Okay, like one is suggesting an MPA fashion house name.ng is charging 500 naira per year. The other option is mpafashionhouse.com.ng 3,000, mpafashionhouse.org 14,000 per year. Does it mean that irrespective of the prices, would they be working on a similar function, or the one of 14, does it work faster or more exposed to a lot of people? Or I don't know why they are differentiating the prices, but all for 1 year. So I want to understand, please.
Okay, now it depends on the value. For example, now this one I say .com, right? If I put .ng now, the value will reduce, and I will tell you why. Now let me do .ng. Remember, it was 14,000 before. Just watch what is going to happen. Just because I added what ng, I just hope that it's come up with information. The same we don't have what. Okay. Now, if you add .ng, .uk, .us, why the price is going down is the value of your currency. So if you see that the one that have ng, from what you just mentioned now, you can see that the one you have ng is cheaper, right? This is Estonia. It's a bit
yes,
cheaper.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Because
yes, 500 per year.
Good. That is the value of your country. If you add .uk now, you will see how the price will go up. Now, if we do not add the ng, .com means a commercial. Now, the reason why this one is more expensive, why this commercial is more expensive, because this commercial does not personalize any country. So somebody can actually, so I think it's service because we have find out that it exists before. Okay, because we have added it. Now, .com, if you are giving me your card now, your complimentary card, and your website ends with .com, I cannot categorically calculate where you are from, whether you are from Nigeria, before I say, I don't want to do business with Nigeria. But if it ends with .ng, there are some countries that want to see anything that ends with .ng, or some country that does not have value, some country that have issue, that have a global negative picture. That's why you see all countries are trying to build their reputation, because it has a way of affecting the business community. So once you put Nigeria now, the value comes down. I don't know if I've explained it the way you understand it.
Yeah, it's 500 naira per year.
You see it now? Now I just remove that ng now and end it with com. The money will go up. All right, so that's
the one of .com was 3,000. But
3,000.
the one that is most expensive is .africa. That was 19,000. Followed by the one of .org. ORG is 14,000.
Yeah, that is all. Okay, so now they will actually perform the same function. It's just that the value placement, like I said, if you go with the one of 500, it gives you the URL the way it is, but the traffic is where you have issue. You don't expect the same traffic with somebody because that price alone have given you the priority. I've given you the priority. All right. So that is how it works. So now I was going for, because I want us to see how we can round up. This is just purchasing the URL. Then if you now want to purchase the space where all the design we shall be doing will be uploaded, then you have to go to what? Hosting. That is where I was explaining this. So I'm going to go with what? Share host. So once you click on share host, it will show you the ones you have, like your own case now. The whole of this will be blank. The whole of this will be blank. Nothing's going to be there because you have not hosted any site. So you can see the spaces that I purchased for the ones I just hosted. This one is 15. Now, there is a reason why I bought 15 gigabyte space for this particular company. Because I gave them quotation and they let the one of the smaller space and they go for this after I have educated them the importance of buying a higher space. Now, it depends on the traffic that you must have probably calculated. If I build a website now, that people will come there and obtain free money, maybe that website is that once you get there, you stand a chance of winning thousands of naira. You will see that definitely that website will generate more traffic. People will want to go there at the same time. So it's just like the passage is what we are now considering. So where you have more persons passing the space at the same time, please confirm if you can hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
Please confirm again, please. I'm changing my earpiece. I want to know if
we are hearing you. We are hearing you.
Okay.
Right on.
Okay. So, like I was explaining, if you buy a higher space, the particular example is just like you having a car with a higher speed. But if the road is not free, if there is traffic on the road, if there is hold up, the car cannot really exhibit its own capacity. So that is what happens. So if we have 100 persons exploring your website at the same time, and you purchase this 8 gig like this, the website is going to experience a lot of downtime. But so you need to find out, look at the service the person is into, whether it's a service that will drive traffic. So you don't go and buy lower space. So that is the idea about this. Now, you will now click on buy hosting. Once you click on buy hosting, let's watch out to see. I believe you are also doing the same. If mine is not coming fast, then I will have to switch to someone's screen that is following me just to complete the process.
I think I have please, if it has opened for someone so that we can. Has it opened for you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
allow me to share the screen.
Okay, quickly. I've already permitted you. Go ahead. Okay, so you can see different plans here. Can you scroll up? Let's see the plans. Okay, you follow cloud, right? You follow cloud instead of share. So you can see per month 54,000. If you had followed share, it would be this expensive. So now, let's add it to cart. You did not add your hosting to cart because I'm not seeing anything reflecting on your cart.
No, like I have a hosting company I'm using already. I'm using the Dynadot and
Okay.
this enter server. So
You will
I don't
have
want.
just create anyone. You can always delete them just for it, because
Okay.
you cannot host until you have
Yeah, now
your
let me
hosting
just
file
use
must be attached to a domain.
okay, Joby Real Estate. .com. Okay. Okay. Should I proceed? Hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello, are we still here? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So now you
We can.
can see that this is, you have added your, what is it called? Your URL now. Now let's go to hosting. Let's go and buy file
Okay.
since you have added it. So this is the process. You first of all generate the URL, the domain name, and then you add it to cart, and then you go for the, oh yeah, click on that. Let's follow that. We can delete everything once we are through, just for us to follow the process. Now when you get here, you must, okay, now you can see different options here. Let me explain this particular place. There are some persons that are developing their back end with Python. So if you develop your back end, because even those that are building website manually, they follow the same process for hosting. So these hosting processes are not for only a WordPress designer. So if there are some that are using Python instead of PHP to build their back end, so when they are hosting, they have to host with Python on. There are some that are using Node.js, which is a JavaScript server. So if they are hosting, they have to use this. Then for those of you that are using WordPress, you have WordPress here. But even inside share hosting, you can do WordPress. So it's just that there will be a kind of special attention when you host with WordPress. Now, click on the first option. The one that says per month is 2.5. So for those of us that actually want to have total control, you can just, by the time you spend like maybe, if you put .ng, 6,000 naira, you'll be able to host it just to use to practice and understand what you are learning. So you can look at the different advantages attached to any package you are going for. So when you are buying, take time to read through those things that are listed under each of them. Like the one that is cheap, you will notice some things that are not listed there. So the last one, which is where you have that premium 8 gig Linux. What did they say? That one is for what? This package is ID for what? Standard what? Site with low what? Traffic. So what I normally do is that if I'm interacting with a client and I see that maybe I'm hearing things like, I just want to display my picture. I don't want people to buy things online. Just to put my picture, put my phone number. There's no point of you wasting money to buy 15 gig. It's just like a waste, because that website is not going to really drive traffic. The person just want to display product. Now, when you are talking to a client that says, I want a website where people can, buy things online, you don't go for 8 gig, because you can have 10 persons that are buying products from that website at the same time. So some person's network will go down. That's the kind of website you see, network going up and down. So that is the idea behind you choosing your plan. Okay, so now let's choose the list one. It just practice. Let's choose the last one, please. Quickly. I just want us to end this because the next session, I'm going straight to how to set up the WordPress in the account that we must have been given. Now, you can now see that it will now add it. Can you see it added that one? So this one can also be purchased either per year. There's an option where you can choose. Okay, we have it there as what? Okay, hosting file. Now you can see the total will have been given to you here. The total you are going to spend. Now from here, you choose which option. So you see, no, just stay here. Stay here, where I can see pay stack and that flutter whip. Just stay there. Just go up a little. I want us to see those two. Good. So you can see like what we are going to learn now, how to activate payment gateway. So this particular website has given us two options that we can use to make payment. Is either we use Paystack, which is one of the number one Africa, not just Nigeria, the entire Africa payment gateway is Paystack. It has all the Nigeria bank, encrypted in it. Then we have the Flutter Wave. So now let's go with Paystack. Let's say you want to pay with Paystack. Please click on Paystack. Don't worry. When we get to where we want to pay, don't worry. Money will not move from your account. We will go back. Now, once you choose that, you click on Pay Now. Quickly. Click on Pay Now. Once you click on Pay Now, let's see what we're going to get. Good. So it brings you here to type in your, can you take off, kindly fill this. Okay, you fill this, just fill it. Just fill it. Choose your country. Let's say Niger. Okay, now click on submit. Don't worry. Click on submit. I just want us to see it properly. Now go down. There's an interface that will have been prompted. I'm just wondering why. Okay, remove that. Okay, where did you click that brought this? I want you to remove that promo code. Delete it. Clear it. Clear that. No, don't apply promo code. Just remove it. You may not be qualified. Just delete it, and then go back and click on Paystack again. Let me see. Click on Paystack. Good. Just hold on. Just hold on. Perfect. So this is where we are going to go back. If you pass here, that means you want to pay. Now, once you get here, you see different options. You see, you can pay with your OP. You can click on, just select that OP. Let's see what you have. You can pay with transfer. So most time you pay. Now, the advice I want to give to all is that you pay with transfer. The advantage with transfer is that nobody can capture your ATM PIN and others. But if you go with bank is very risky now because bank will demand you entering your card detail, which is not healthy. I will advise you to plug in your card detail on any platform. So click on that transfer so that I will show us, because this is the method I want you to use. Okay. Now, account require, you need to bring out accounts. I already sent money. No, as soon as you click on that transfer, it's supposed to generate their account number for you. Then once you transfer, okay, I think it wanted to come up now. I think they are having network issue. So account supposed to be generated, account number, the name of the account. Then you transfer with your phone to that number. Once they receive it, right in your presence, you see that they will confirm the payment. So thank God that they give you different options. So this is where we draw the curtain tonight. I have been able to achieve my aim. What is my aim? is for us to have an idea of what e-commerce website is. Now just go to ahead, delete it from the cart, delete it from the cart. Just remove them, just empty the cart so that it will not good. So the objective is for us to know what e-commerce website that we subscribe to learn is. Second objective is for us to know what we need to set up, which is hosting name, hosting file, which we have explained extensively, and then the processes to set up a client account, of course, to place your order. All right. So, which means that after you have completed this process, Adibin he wants to pay. After paying, within the next maybe 20 to 30 minutes, he will receive our back end detail, which I will start from tomorrow. I will start from showing us the reply you will get, how you proceed from there to set up your WordPress account. Any question, please? Question?
So far, so good. I think your explanation is very clear. So, but my question is this: can we, from now to tomorrow, can we buy a domain on our own with your teaching?
Yes, yes.
Then,
If you want to buy on your own, if you don't want to, because like I said, if you want to buy, I think with an average of maybe 10,000 or 8,000 or even 7,000, you can buy. You can just buy 1 month just for practice. Instead of that place, they put that 2.5. Just go for 1 month. Then the other one add.ng so that it will come down. So, but if that one is 2.5 per month, and maybe the other one is maybe 6,000 or 3,000, you can just buy that cheap one just to practice so that it will not depend on my account, so that you use it to practice and understand it very well. But if you don't have the money to buy, it doesn't stop you. I'll give us an account that we can use to practice what we want to learn.
okay, but another one again, sir, because I have a platform I'm using already. So can I buy from my platform as apart from using this WooCommerce?
Yes. You can buy from there. You can buy from there. You can go ahead.
Okay, because I also have already existing server there that I subscribed to for 1 year.
Okay.
So probably if I buy the domain, I will not connect the domain to the server.
Yes.
So I don't know whether it's advisable for your
it's
class.
okay. It's okay. Provided you should be able to access the WordPress that we want to learn in the next class. Fine.
But the WordPress there, are you hearing me, sir?
Yeah.
After after buying my domain, in that my server, the WordPress in the cPanel, you have to create account on the WordPress. So I don't know whether you will guide me on that.
Yes, it's part of what we are going to learn in the next class. Don't worry. The next class will take care of all those things.
Okay.
The next class will settle all those things.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. So good night, Mr. Lucky. I hope you are good. Mercy, I hope you are good as well. All right. Good night. Bye for now.